I'm not sure if anybody else has got a clear view on how they would draw that distinction between when something is predictive or when something is rule-based.
Jeff, I mean, for me, the real time is about nudging somebody to do something in real time and getting them. So ideally, if you're a retailer or a telco or somebody, you want to nudge them while you've got them, while, as Rob says, they're engaged. You want to nudge them to do something, and preferably you want to nudge them to buy something or remind them to purchase something and increase the revenue streams. That's got to be a huge benefit of a real-time engagement. You've got the oak, you make a suggestion, a recommender, whatever you want to call it, and you get him to do something positive that's good for business.
Yeah. So Brian, that's a great, I think that's definitely a great way to look at it. So let's just think about, we often use the kind of way to describe that into like a 4-stage view. If you had to think of people that you know nothing about and that you are going to bring in as leads, and you want to nudge them, it means that you know nothing about them. You might have acquired a list from somebody and you've got no understanding of what it is that they're going to be doing. It means that you need to have a real-time view of a cold start intervention or a nudge. Once they enter your world, then the second stage, it means that they connect with you and they engage and they provide you with information. And a lot of the generic interactions will be checked through rules just to make sure that people participate. But then once they enter and you know more about them, you can have probably an intervention and a message and a nudge that is far more realistic, because now you know a little bit more about them. And then once you convert them into a customer, you then have an entirely different world, because now what you have is you got the people that are new to your business. And if they're new to your business, it means that you could take existing interactions of customers that are highly engaged, that are already on the right revenue curve, and you could then recommend things to them to do. So those recommendations could be actions, or it could be, a nudge to buy a product, or it could be, a nudge to get them to invite a friend to participate in what they're doing with you. And then we see the 4th stage is the kind of continuous maintenance, So and I think that what happens sometimes, you almost need to see churn as that 4th stage, because once people have been with you for a while, they get bored. You're highly deliberate. You've turned something that's supposed to morph into somebody's personality into a rule where the rules might apply somewhere else. And you don't have a way of engaging in a way that is more humanistic. So that means you want to test more options and variety and calculate the value of them being with you and so on. So I'm not sure, how do you also see it as like nudges on the one end could be for product, but the other end it could also be for actions or for behaviors, generically?
Well, call it what you like, customer stickiness. But, if you're using real-time behavior to be relevant to the customer, that's going to create some sort of stickiness, loyalty, lifetime value, whatever you want to call it. And right now, customer loyalty kind of is not that huge at the moment, and I think there's so much competition with everybody at the moment. If you can come up with some sort of differential that builds customer loyalty, to prevent them from ever churning, then I think you've hit it. And if you can do that in real time with maybe some personality stuff brought in there, then that should be a game changer.
Well, but the other thing is that how do you then decide between real time and near real time?
Well, then maybe it comes back to just its relevance. How relevant is, if 3 milliseconds or 5 seconds. I mean, I think it matters. It depends how grumpy you are. Maybe it depends on the personality of the person.